We actually have a topic about Israel follow, which we try to avoid.
Yeah, we actually try to avoid that, but
Because
fine.
it's surprising you because you call him our victim as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we don't want to continue. We don't want to continue. But I want to bring. I want to link a little bit about Israel for the next topic, because for his recent post or whatever, I think he said he's a Christian, right? And then he think he have the freedom to say what he say, but I don't think he ever understand the impact of those words and what is the consequence can be. Because in your case, right, when you come out to your parents, and then at one short little period of time, during that time when you just came out, you experience living in poverty.
Poverty, yes.
So you end up have to go to restaurant, ask for food.
Yeah, so
Can you tell the audience, it's just in case I didn't
Yes,
explain that
so
very well.
so what happened was because I was paying for my tuition fees, and of course it was expensive, and
That's the time you study in uni.
yeah, at university, and of course I was living by myself, so I was paying for my own expenses too. And then so what happened was, at that time I paid for my tuition fees and there was no money left for me to pay for rent.
Yep.
And also no money for food. And so I actually was looking at this dumpster.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you went to dumpster?
To alleys in the
Yeah.
city, and then looking at, because a lot of the time, restaurant would throw out bread and whatnot, into the garbage.
Yeah.
And it was winter, thank goodness. So it was so that particular night, it was 10:30 p.m. So they were closing, and and then so I actually looked into.
So that's your first night. Went to dumpster to look for food.
Yeah. And then turned out, and then a waitress who was working there, she saw me and I was quite scared, and she was like, oh, would you like some bread, or would you like this and that, and then eventually she's like, just ask if we have scrap next time, or and occasionally she would leave pieces of leftover that this time it wasn't in the dumpster, but then eventually from that night I got the idea, maybe food waste is a huge issue here, and a lot of food, edible food, perfectly fine food, goes to the bin.
Yeah.
May as well,
Yeah.
And then
we saw the Oprah show.
Yeah, so
the Oprah show, there's one episode they're going to dumpster and look for perfectly fine food to eat, But in your case it's different.
And the thing
because
is,
you got no money and everything.
And also because I grew up in Asia.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, according to the Western standard, it wasn't as hygienic.
Okay.
So yeah, so for me, I'm like, you know what? Those are perfectly fine. And and for me, back then, all I cared was how can I make myself feel full.
Yeah. How can you survive this period?
Yeah, and especially as a gay boy, just came out and vulnerable. I avoided all those food van and fruits, a soup van.
Yeah, why? Why you didn't go to those places?
Because it was scary back then. For me, it was scary too.
Okay,
I mean,
because you don't know.
Yeah, first of all, because most of the time you have very complicated individuals there, right?
Okay.
And secondly, again, I just dealt with all these losses in my life. So of course I was quite reserved.
Yeah.
And then I was quite fearful of people most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
No, it's just the people closest to me hurt me, so
Okay.
another stranger may even hurt me further, so yeah, it was just that. And so it was a good experience.
Well, so, hold on. I ask you why, but maybe but I think sometimes when you at that situation, sometimes you don't think about all these option A and B and C, and at the point because your mind is so clouded.
Because you have one single goal, only one goal right there, how can we make money?
Yeah.
And also
so you have to look for food for 2-3 weeks time.
Yes.
Okay, and you always go to one restaurant or you go to few restaurants?
I went to different restaurants, you know, just for variety, really.
You still laughing?
For variety, you know. Yeah, come on, man. Like
You get bored with pasta, right?
yeah, I get bored with like bread, like sourdough.
Okay.
Apparently, it was like sourdough. So yeah, so
I'm glad you can make fun because I don't know, I feel like my God, I have to be so serious.
like
on this
salad.
topic.
Man, I need fiber in my diet. You know? So yes.
Okay. But are they all as nice as the first one? Do you have some?
Oh, trust me, at that stage, like every single kind of food tastes nice, you know?
Okay, but no. Do you engage? Is it everybody that treat you as good as the first person? Do you have people that like treat you like shit? You know?
You know, like of course, like there was a few restaurants, you know, like when I asked them, they just went quiet and they ignored me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got I mean, it's the world we live in, and you know, some people are more open to help other people, and some just are not. You know, so yeah, and then I just took whatever was available.
Okay. What you learned from the lesson, like experience?
Gosh, so much food waste in the Western world.
Oh, I know. You know, I used to work in the coffee shop. You know, we work in the donut shop, right? So by end of the day, you know, because our donut have to make daily freshly.
Yeah.
So by the end, you know, the don't sell donut. Sometimes I just give away to people, but otherwise, there's a big chunk of it. You just throw it away.
And another thing is hard cheeses.
What?
Like hard cheese, like you know, like
Okay.
like cheddar and all that.
Yes.
They are safer to eat at the end of the day than soft cheeses.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, because they are drier, so you know, like even though if they are in the bin or they've been out there at room temperature for a bit longer than soft cheese, like pre, it's still safer to eat them.
Okay. Don't you take this helpful note?
Yeah. Just so you know, just in
so
case,
you know.
in case you see like a box of cheddar in the
Okay.
dumpster next time.
Okay.